Most people think zinc is just another supplement, something you take during flu season or when your immunity feels weak. But that's one of the biggest misconceptions in nutrition today. Zinc is not simply an immune booster. It's a master regulator that your body quietly depends on every single day. It's like the behind-the-scenes technician that keeps your body's machinery running smoothly. Without it, hundreds of essential enzymes slow down, and suddenly, things that used to work perfectly start to fall apart. Your hormones shift out of balance, your skin begins to break out, your mood dips, and your energy fades for reasons you can't quite explain. And the most surprising part? You might be creating this imbalance yourself by how or even when you take zinc. See, here's where most people go wrong. They hear zinc is good, so they start supplementing, sometimes 30 milligrams, sometimes 50, maybe even more, thinking more means better. But the truth is that extra zinc can start interfering with other trace minerals that your body also needs. The body operates on balance. When you add too much of one mineral, you throw off another. With zinc, the big conflict is copper. Zinc and copper share the same absorption pathway in your intestines. So when you take too much zinc, it literally blocks copper from entering. And when copper levels fall, iron metabolism is the next to crash. Suddenly, your energy tanks, your hair becomes dull, and your immune system weakens again. Ironically, the very problem you were trying to fix in the first place. Now, copper isn't just some side mineral. It's crucial for your blood, your connective tissue, and even your nervous system. Without copper, your body can't properly use iron. That means even if your iron levels look fine on paper, your cells may still act like they're iron deficient. You start to feel tired, cold, and foggy-headed. And then you think, well, maybe I need more iron or more zinc. So you add more supplements, and the imbalance deepens. This is how so many people fall into what I call the zinc trap. It starts with good intentions, but it ends up in a cycle of nutrient chaos. Let's take a closer look at what zinc actually does. Zinc is part of over 300 enzymatic reactions in your body. That means it's involved in digestion, metabolism, DNA repair, and hormone regulation. It supports testosterone production, stabilizes insulin, and helps convert vitamin A into its active form, retinol. Without enough zinc, your skin can't renew properly, your immune system can't defend efficiently, and your reproductive health suffers. Even your sense of taste and smell depend on it. Ever notice that when you're sick or zinc deficient, food starts to taste dull? That's not your imagination. It's a biological sign that your zinc is low. But again, you can't fix that by just megadosing zinc tablets. Most people don't realize that your body can only absorb a small portion of the zinc you take in, especially if you have low stomach acid or digestive issues. So even if you're taking supplements, you might not be absorbing them effectively. The real key is bioavailability, how well your body can use what you give it. Zinc works best in its natural form, bound to proteins and enzymes found in real food. When it comes from meat, seafood, or eggs, it's absorbed much more efficiently. But when it's in isolated supplement form, especially at high doses, it can create competition and confusion in your gut. There's also another mistake people make. They take zinc without food. Zinc on an empty stomach can irritate the gut and cause nausea or stomach cramps. That discomfort is your body's way of saying slow down. Your body prefers nutrients in a balanced meal context where zinc comes along with amino acids, fats, and other trace minerals that help it do its job. So taking zinc alone at high doses day after day is like forcing a team to work without all the players they need. You might get a temporary boost, but long-term it leads to imbalance. And there's one more layer to this story. Many people already have diets that don't support proper mineral balance. We eat processed foods, refined carbs, and sugars that strip minerals from the body. Then we add a supplement on top of that, thinking it'll fix the problem. But supplements don't work in isolation. Minerals work together like gears in a clock. Zinc turns one gear, copper turns another, magnesium supports both, and iron links them together. When you overemphasize one, the whole mechanism slows down or jams. That's why people who take zinc for long periods without balancing it often start noticing new symptoms: fatigue, poor concentration, even a weakened immune response. They assume it's a new problem when it's actually the result of the imbalance they created. The biggest lesson here is that your body doesn't respond to single nutrients. It responds to harmony. Zinc is essential, but balance is everything. You can't take it in isolation and expect miracles. If you're already eating a decent diet with protein, eggs, seafood, or meat, you might already be getting enough zinc without realizing it. What you need more often is not extra zinc, but better absorption. Improving your stomach acid, eating whole foods, and reducing processed carbs can do more for your zinc levels than any pill ever will. So, when you hear people say, take zinc for your immunity, take that with a grain of salt. It's not wrong, but it's incomplete. The big zinc mistake isn't just taking too little, it's taking it the wrong way. When you understand how it interacts with copper, iron, and your gut health, you start to see the bigger picture. Health isn't about chasing one nutrient, it's about creating balance. And once you fix that balance, everything starts to fall into place naturally. You said, when your zinc levels start dropping, your body gives you signals, but they're often so subtle that you miss them. You might catch colds more easily, your wounds take longer to heal, or you just feel tired for no obvious reason. These are early red flags that your enzymes aren't working at full speed. Zinc is needed for your immune cells to multiply, to attack viruses, and to repair tissue damage. When it's missing, those processes slow down, and you feel it everywhere, from your skin to your energy. But what most people don't realize is that zinc deficiency doesn't just affect immunity, it hits your hormones, your metabolism, and even your brain chemistry. Let's talk hormones for a second. Zinc is vital for testosterone in men and progesterone in women. When zinc is low, testosterone can plummet, and with it goes your motivation, muscle strength, and focus. For women, it can throw off menstrual cycles and increase PMS symptoms. You start feeling more anxious, more tired, and more emotionally reactive. And you have no idea it's something as simple as a mineral imbalance. Zinc also influences insulin sensitivity. Without enough zinc, insulin can't bind properly to its receptors, leading to blood sugar spikes and crashes that make you crave more sugar or carbs. And when that happens over and over, it starts a vicious cycle of fatigue and poor glucose control. Now let's look at the physical signs, your skin, hair, and nails. Zinc plays a direct role in collagen production, tissue repair, and oil regulation. That's why acne, eczema, dandruff, and thinning hair are so common in people with low zinc levels. You can spend hundreds on skincare products, but if your body doesn't have enough zinc to heal from the inside, you'll always be managing the symptom, not the cause. Some people even develop little white spots on their nails. That's one of the earliest visible signs of zinc deficiency. But here's where things get tricky. Even if you're eating foods that contain zinc, your body might not be absorbing it properly. And that's because of something called phytates, natural compounds found in grains, beans, and nuts. Phytates bind to zinc and prevent it from being absorbed in your gut. So if you eat a lot of bread, cereals, or plant-based meals without proper soaking or fermentation, you're basically blocking zinc absorption every single day. That's one reason why vegetarians and vegans often show lower zinc status. They're not necessarily eating too little zinc, but their diets are high in zinc inhibitors. Another hidden factor is stomach acid. Low stomach acid, or hypochlorhydria, drastically reduces mineral absorption. Many people over 40 or those who use acid blockers for heartburn already have this issue. When stomach acid is low, zinc passes through your system without being properly ionized, which means it can't be absorbed. You could be taking zinc supplements daily and still not get the benefits because your gut simply can't process it. And there's one more thing. Stress. Chronic stress burns through minerals fast, especially zinc. Every time your body produces cortisol, your demand for zinc goes up because zinc helps regulate that stress response. So if you're constantly stressed, eating poorly, or sleeping less, your zinc levels are likely declining even faster than you realize. The modern diet doesn't help either. Most people eat highly processed foods that are stripped of minerals during manufacturing. Even the soil today has lower zinc content compared to 50 years ago, meaning the fruits and vegetables we eat contain far less zinc than they used to. So even if you're eating healthy, you might still be undernourished. What's fascinating is how interconnected zinc is with your overall vitality. When levels fall, your thyroid slows down, your metabolism drops, your mood darkens, and your body just doesn't feel like it's firing on all cylinders. You might look at why our diet, your exercise, your sleep, but rarely do people look at zinc. It's not glamorous like vitamin D or magnesium, but it quietly runs the show behind the scenes. Now, you might be thinking, all right, I'll just start taking zinc tablets then. But before you do that, understand that not all forms of zinc are equal. Zinc oxide, the cheapest form, is poorly absorbed. Your body uses only a fraction of it. Better forms are zinc picolinate, gluconate, or citrate. And as I mentioned before, you must balance it with copper. Around 10 to 15 milligrams of zinc per day with at least 1 milligram of copper is generally safe for most people. Anything more for too long can tip the balance again. So when you feel tired, when your skin looks dull, or when your focus fades, don't rush to caffeine or new skincare. Think deeper. Maybe your body is asking for zinc. Because when you restore this one mineral, it's incredible how many systems start coming back online. Your digestion improves, your sleep deepens, your skin clears, your hormones stabilize, and you just feel more alive. That's how powerful zinc is. But only when you understand it, not just supplement it. Now, here's where most people walk straight into the zinc trap without realizing it. You start noticing fatigue, maybe your hair is thinning, or your skin looks dull. You do a quick search online, and what's the first suggestion? Take zinc. Sounds simple, right? You go out, grab a bottle, and start popping high-dose zinc tablets every single day, 30, 50, sometimes even 100 milligrams. For a few weeks, you actually feel better. Your energy improves, your skin looks clearer, maybe you get fewer breakouts. But then, out of nowhere, new symptoms begin to creep in. You feel more tired again, maybe even dizzy, your hair starts shedding, or you develop strange muscle twitches, and you wonder, how is that possible? I'm doing exactly what everyone said. This is the dark side of zinc that hardly anyone talks about. Zinc and copper are deeply interconnected. They share the same absorption route in the gut, and your body carefully balances them like two sides of a scale. When you load up on too much zinc, copper levels slowly fall. And copper is not optional. It's essential for collagen, for your bones, for iron metabolism, and even for neurotransmitters that control your mood. Without copper, your body can't transport iron properly, which can lead to anemia-like symptoms, low energy, pale skin, lightheadedness, and if copper stays low for too long, it can cause nerve issues, joint pain, and even heart rhythm problems. So that simple zinc supplement can quietly unravel your health if it's taken blindly and without understanding. Let's break it down even further. When copper goes down, collagen production drops, meaning your skin loses elasticity and your connective tissue weakens. That's why people sometimes say their skin looks older or thinner after long-term high zinc intake. It's not aging, it's a mineral imbalance. You might start getting joint stiffness or even bone aches because your body can't form the structural proteins properly. And since copper is required to make superoxide dismutase, an enzyme that protects your cells from oxidative damage, your body becomes more prone to inflammation and stress. That's why you see people complaining about strange fatigue and brain fog even after doing everything right. And here's something even more ironic. Many people start taking zinc to fix hair loss, yet if they overdo it, they create copper deficiency, which causes hair loss. You end up in a vicious circle, taking more of what's making the problem worse. The same goes for skin. Zinc supports healthy skin, yes, but copper gives it structure. Without that structural support, you'll never get the glow or firmness you're after. It's like trying to build a house with only nails and no wood. It just doesn't hold up. You also have to think about duration. Zinc is not meant to be taken forever at high doses. It's a short-term corrective tool, not a lifelong supplement. Your body needs time to recalibrate, to find its natural rhythm again. Continuous high zinc intake tricks your body into thinking copper is unnecessary, and it starts excreting it faster. Even your red blood cells suffer because copper is part of the enzyme that loads iron into hemoglobin. So your oxygen delivery system weakens, and you start feeling like you're constantly low on stamina, even though you're eating fine and sleeping well. And then comes the subtle emotional side. Copper also influences dopamine and serotonin, the brain's feel-good chemicals. When copper gets too low, people often report feeling emotionally flat, anxious, or even mildly depressed. They can't focus, their mood drops, and they start blaming work stress or lack of sleep, when the real issue is biochemical. It's astonishing how such a small mineral can shift the way your brain feels and functions. The key here is not to fear zinc, it's to respect it. You should always aim for balance, not extremes. The ideal ratio of zinc to copper is roughly 10:1 in your total intake. That means if you're taking 10 milligrams of zinc daily, you should have at least 1 milligram of copper, whether from food or a trace mineral supplement. And if you're already getting plenty of zinc from meat, seafood, or eggs, you probably don't need much extra. The goal is harmony, not quantity. Another point people miss is that certain foods naturally contain this balance. Red meat, for example, has both zinc and copper in biologically available forms. Shellfish, especially oysters, are high in zinc but also contain trace copper. Whole foods already understand what your body needs. They come in perfect ratios designed by nature. It's when we isolate nutrients into pills and powders that we start disrupting that natural rhythm. So before you reach for another high-dose zinc capsule, ask yourself, am I fixing a deficiency or creating a new one? Supplements are tools, not crutches. Use them wisely for short periods and always give your body time to adjust. Because when you respect the balance between zinc and copper, something amazing happens. Your skin improves naturally, your hair strengthens, your energy rises, and your immune system stabilizes without the roller coaster of overcorrection. It's not about taking more, it's about taking smarter.